Mr. Speaker, the junior whip was passing in front of me just as the honourable member was sitting down, and I missed that moment, but thank you that you have given it to me. I must admit, Mr. Speaker, that New Zealanders must wonder at times the huge quantity of laws that we create. As a child, I could never understand how Parliament full-time would be creating law after law after law until I realised that in many regards, because society changes and particularly technology, it creates situations that then creates opportunities or technologies that then demand that regulation wraps around them in order to bring some order. What we are experiencing today as we look at this copyright infringing law is essentially the future meeting us. This is the sort of things that people wrote about in times past. And here we are today facing the challenges of bringing some legislation to this. When you think about it, Leonardo da Vinci drew helicopters. Jules Verne painted submarines. Do you remember the movie The Terminator? I'm sure that you do. And the computer system. Yes. The computer system called Skynet. That ruled the world. It's like the internet today. And the internet creates so many opportunities, but also with those opportunities come infringements of people's rights. And what this legislation is about is bringing some order to the chaos that surrounds the globe because of technology. It's really interesting when you consider this technology of peer-to-peer file sharing. A gentleman called Yochai Benkler wrote a book called The Wealth of Networks. He said this: what is truly unique about peer-to-peer networks as a signal of what is to come is the fact that with ridiculously low financial investment, a few teenagers and 20-something-year-olds were able to write software and protocols that allowed tens of millions of computer users around the world to cooperate in producing the most efficient and robust file storage and retrieval system in the world. No major investment was necessary in creating a server farm to store and make available the vast quantities of data represented by the media files. The user's computers are themselves the server farm. No massive investment in dedicated distribution channels made of high-quality fibre optics was necessary. The standard internet connections of users with some very intelligent file transfer protocols sufficed. Architecture orientated toward enabling users to cooperate with each other in storage, search, retrieval and delivery of files was all that was necessary to build a content distribution network that dwarfed anything that existed before. You would have to say that people who did that were brilliant. Teenagers and young 20-something people. Of course, we know when we look at the internet today, we look at the people who started Google and Facebook and Microsoft and how they were just going to university or just out of university, and some of them not even there. And yet their brilliance created these systems and opportunities. But what we face today, Mr. Speaker, is that people use this technology without respect to the rights of others, particularly as we have talked about the creative sector of our society, who we all appreciate. We all enjoy movies. We all enjoy the music, the art that's created. We all enjoy the ideas that writers can portray. And how accessible are they today? It's absolutely amazing. Yet, through all of this ability to access information, to access music, audio, video files, all of these things, there is not yet coming with it the sense of responsibility regarding the ownership towards those who originated those works. And so the economic impact of the ability to file share is huge. In 2004, an estimated 70 million people participated in online file sharing. Now that's according to a CBS News poll. That's an international figure. Nearly 70% of 18 to 29-year-olds thought that file sharing was acceptable in some circumstances, and 58% of all who they surveyed who followed the file sharing issue considered it acceptable in at least some circumstances. What that meant was this: that music sales dropped globally from approximately $38 billion in 1999 to $32 billion in 2003. That's a tremendous amount of money that is no longer available to those people who have created. Mr. Speaker, a survey in June 2009 here in New Zealand of 1,000 New Zealand internet users between the age of 18 and 70. I mean, that's a wide range, isn't it? A wide age range. Found every respondent had downloaded copyrighted material at least once in the past year. It's a common thing that has been happening in our society. Legislation is catching up with this to bring a sense of fairness in the marketplace. There are people out there who are desiring to make a living out of the gifts and abilities that they have, and that's a wonderful thing, and we want to support those people in it. I remember, Mr. Speaker, a particular person who came to the Select Committee, Anna Cahill, Executive Director of the Screen Directors Guild of New Zealand. She said one issue that the Select Committee should understand is that the industry all around the world is grappling with trying to find a new model that works, both logistically and financially. At present, there is no one model that works, but in the future there will likely be an efficient model such as iTunes. I mean, I probably think that iTunes does work, and it's quite good. In the meantime, piracy, she says, is laying waste to the livelihoods of many people. Mr. Speaker, I was able to converse with constituents from the wonderful electorate of New Plymouth. We call it Taradise for obvious reasons in the Taranaki. And one constituent said to me, "I'd like to comment on the recent drafting of the Copyright Infringing File Sharing Amendment Bill. This includes a new section 122MA that states an accusation of infringement is conclusive evidence of infringement. This means guilt on accusation, and is clearly contrary to the principle of innocent until proven guilty. The commentary to the bill says this is to have a fast-track system for copyright owners. This is not what law is for. The law should be set to provide justice and fairness." Well, thank you very much, Peter, for your comments and input into the process. And I'm pleased to say that the supplementary order paper that has come to the House is stating, and we'll no doubt discuss this in the committee stage further, is going to omit the phrase "an infringement notice is conclusive evidence of the following," and is going to substitute it with the phrase "in relation to an infringement notice, it is presumed." And I was able to say to my constituent that the preciseness of matching infringing IPs to account holders at precise times is a bit like an electronic DNA. One more sentence, sir. However, once an account holder provides evidence or reasons why a presumption is incorrect, it is then the responsibility of the rights holder to prove that the presumption is correct. I think that we are making forward progress, sir, in a very difficult, complex but exciting area. Thank you.
There are two questions. The first question is that the amendments recommended by the Commerce Committee by majority be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. The question now is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote? Clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
58 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes in favour.
Green Party.
9 votes opposed.
ACT New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
Ko toko whae tautoko ana.
Progressive.
1 vote in favour.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Honourable Chris Carter.
Vote opposed.
Hone Harawira.
1 vote opposed.
The ayes are 111, the noes are 11. The motion is agreed to.
Copyright Infringement File Sharing Amendment Bill, second reading.
This bill is set down for committee stage forthwith, so I declare the House in committee for consideration of the Copyright Infringing File Sharing Amendment Bill. Mr Chairman.
Speaker.
Members, the House and Committee on the Copyright Infringing File Sharing Amendment Bill. The question is that Part 1 stand part. This is debate on clauses 5 to 8.